Amy here for another episode of Meet the Community, and today I have with me right here in my office the beautiful A Gardner. And if you've been following on from the Meet the Community series, you would have seen some of the interviews I did with some of T's team. And now I've got here with me the amazing leader of the Embodiment Connection herself, right here. So T is a solo mum of two. She is the leader of the Embodiment Connection. She is a member and a leader within the Freedom Era community. And she has a background in accounting as well. And what I would really love to know first up, T, is how was the shift for you from accounting stepping into entrepreneurship in the way that you have right now?
Yeah. So I was in accounting for just under 5 years. My reasons for getting into accounting, I kind of just fell into it. So I started off as a PA. And then from there, I kind of worked my way up and then became an accountant over that time, which it was amazing. But I noticed that my drive for it all kind of came down to money. And I got to a point in my life where I was doing a lot of inner work on myself, having a lot of transformations. And then I just had this big realization when I started getting clear on my vision and getting clear on my why, that accounting didn't set me on fire. I knew that I was here for something different. So from there, I took like a big risk and I wanted to test out the law of attraction and manifestation. And I was like, right, I'm going to quit my job in accounting and I'm going to go out and I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And I dove straight into it. First, I started off with an e-commerce business. And I'm not going to beat around the bush with things. It was hard. It was so hard. I had to build everything myself. I didn't have any guidance. If I needed mentors, if I needed help, that meant that I had to fork out more money, which was running out really, really quickly. And after doing that for a few months, I kind of got to this place within myself. It's not to say that the business hadn't got out there and was making somewhat of an impact, but again, I felt unfulfilled. And I knew that I could achieve more if I did things in a smarter way. And then it was there that the beautiful Philippa started popping up all over my Facebook, and an opportunity came up to jump on and watch a webinar. And it was actually the webinar where Tafi had just left his job. So Philippa's partner had left his job here in the area that we live in. It's a job that it's really hard to get. Like, people that get it, they'll stay there for the rest of their lives. The money's good, like all of that stuff. So when I saw that, it really spoke to me, and I was like, right, I want to have a look into this a little bit more. And like I said, I was in quite a low place with myself, especially with entrepreneurship. I had a lot of doubt around the fact whether I could do it or whether I couldn't. And literally when I was watching the webinar and just seeing what this business provides, because it's so much more than a business, there was like a part of me that was like, oh no, this is too good to be true. It can't be, like, it has to be harder. How can I make this harder for myself? But it really wasn't. And I came in and I'm just over a year now that I've been in the business. So yeah, the transition for me, it was like a bit like this. I did get into entrepreneurship before I came in here, but the game just changed when I tapped into the community, tapped into the automation, tapped into the guidance, and really put myself in a place where there were leaders that I could really look to see what it's like to step into that frequency and then experience that reality out here.
Yeah, so powerful. And that webinar was just us sitting on the floor in my office with the kids jumping around us as well. That's so amazing. And so now that you've been inside of the Freedom Era and you were doing some other things in terms of entrepreneurship before you joined the Freedom Era, what has something that's really stood out for you in terms of something that you've learned within that you knew you got to embody more within yourself?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely leadership. I always knew within myself there was this burning desire to become a leader, but I really didn't know how, and I didn't have any examples around me of that. And it can be quite difficult sometimes to know you're meant to be a leader, but then it's like, right, like how exactly do I do that? And coming into the freedom era, it really allows that, and it allows that capacity to find that within yourself, ignite that within yourself, and then like this is the part that really sits close with me and my heart and my vision, is the fact that the freedom era, it's about freedom. Like it's truly about freedom at the depths of what freedom means, and it is about being a leader for ourselves and stepping into that place where you're not having to rely on anyone else but yourself. Your success is completely up to you. And the beautiful thing with our business model and how everything is set up is that we ignite leadership within ourselves, and then we help others ignite leadership within them, and we're supported the whole way. And yeah, that for me is definitely what really sits strongly with me in my heart.
Yeah, amazing. And you being a solo mother as well, how has it been for you with creating what you've created now within your business, and what does it mean for you now as a mum of 2 young children?
Yeah, so I think like the biggest lessons that came to me through being, like I said, I got into entrepreneurship beforehand, and I worked in like a professional career, and when you're in those spaces, or the spaces that I was in, it's kind of like your kids are put to the side. They're kind of like, you have to fit into a box. You have to be a certain type of way based upon like what expectations other people have upon you, company procedures, like all of that stuff. And when I came into the freedom era and into the community, it's like you literally can just be yourself. And what felt good for me was that like I could get on calls, and like my kids could be sitting there, they could interrupt, they could like do whatever, run past, like do anything, and it doesn't matter. And the beautiful thing with that is that my children are seeing me build something for them. So they're not separate from the vision. They're not separate from who I am. They can see that we're a team in this and that we're doing this together. And like with my kids, I'm very open with them as well. And it's like I share with them the vision, and I tell them like, right, like mum's going to jump on a webinar right now with our team. And they know the team, so they'll come and say hello, and then I tell them why. And it's like, this is so that we can go and we can do this. And we can have this, and like, this is how mum gets to pick you up from school, because I could never do that before. Little things like that. And just sharing with them, and then they get hyped as well. Mm-hmm. And it's like amazing, like when I have someone new join the team, like I tell the kids, you know, like we sometimes think that being a solo parent, it's lonely, because I've definitely been through that phase where I was like, oh, life's so hard on me, it's so lonely. It's only lonely if you keep things separate, and I feel like this community has really helped pull that in, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes, totally. And I'm actually surprised that my son hasn't walked in here. I'm half expecting him to be walking in here right now and seeing what we're doing. Yeah, so good. And so what I've seen from you, T, is that pretty much as soon as you got started within the community, you just stepped up into leadership role instantly, and you've now attracted and called in so many amazing, beautiful people, which you guys have seen some of them in the previous Meet the Community episodes. How does that feel to be calling in these amazing people, to knowing like you're changing your life and you're impacting your life for you and your children, but then how does it feel to know that you're making an impact on these other people as well?
Yeah, this is a really, really deep one. And like for me, like I it's so hard to find the words to even put against this feeling that I'm experiencing, especially now. And like with the other girls that you saw on here, when they were when they did their interview with Philippa, they were at my house and I had a mastermind. And for myself, like of course I was helping others and I was holding space for others and getting the rest of the team into to have their own experience, have their own breakthroughs. But that weekend I had a massive breakthrough for myself when I kind of just had an opportunity to step back and really look at what's been able to be created, and just the amount of love and gratitude that I have for for, of course, everyone that has joined my team, that's followed that pull and that's making these massive impacts in their life. It's enormous. And then the love and gratitude that I have for myself. It's like, I was like, she's going to ask a deep question and I feel like I'm going to cry, but it really is like this, guys. Like, this business is so much more than a business. And like, to think that just from you following your heart and like following that desire within you, the flame may only be this big. Trust me, when you feed it, it grows, and then you see how it spreads like wildfire. And then to like have moments where you can step back and really look and be like, right, like, I've changed my life, but I've also changed all of these people's lives as well. And then every single person that they interact with. So like, you'll notice it within, if you follow us within the Embodiment Connection, any of us, we are big on love and expressing our love for one another. We're huggers, we're kissers, we are telling each other we love each other every single day because we mean it from the depths of our heart.
Yeah. To hold myself back from like full on falling tears. And that's so beautiful. What is your vision for here on out? What do you see for yourself, for your family, for the Embodiment Connection, for everything that you're creating?
It's so hard to like put it into something small, and like, I know you understand that because you're a big vision person as well, and I'm sure many of you that are drawn to watch this are big vision people as well. But for me, it really is about really taking this vessel that we have within this business, within the freedom era, and using it to create a movement of conscious leaders to go out there and raise the frequency of humanity. We are in such an important time in human consciousness right now, such an important time. And it's a time for us leaders to really step in and do what we can to show other people that it's safe, to think big, to dream big, to open your awareness, to open your eyes to everything that's out there in the abundant world that we live in, and to experience it at the same time. So that's the vision, and it's already playing out, and I can see it, and it's such a beautiful place to be. And I know that it's just going to continue to grow from here.
Yeah, so good. And so what advice would you give anyone that has been called and drawn in to watch this right now? What advice would you give to them if they are here and watching this and about to take that step forward?
I say jump. I say jump, trust, surrender. Don't worry about logically how things are going to work out. Just follow what feels good in your heart. Follow joy in every single instance. If you're sitting on here and this is making you feel joy, trust that that is frequency, that is vibration. You are tuned into the reality in which this is life. This gets to be the normal for you. Trust that and just keep leaning into that in every single instance.
Amazing. Any final words?
I just want to say I love you all. I love you all so much.
Beautiful, beautiful words. Thank you so much. And if you are watching this, let us know down in the comments, what are you feeling from this conversation today with T? And I love you.
I love you too. Mwah.